How did you come into the business in the first place?
Actually, how I got started in waterproofing, it's kind of funny you asked that. This was back in the mid-'70s. I was working a little side job, with a friend of mine. His dad owned a roofing and waterproofing company called Finley Waterproofing up in Mansfield, Ohio. And we were just kids, and we were smearing this black stuff on some holes in a roof, and
were you still in high school?
I didn't understand what we were doing, but this is what we were doing.
Were you still in high school?
Yes, yes.
So you were just a kid working for your friend's dad?
Yeah, and just that's how it got started. And I was only there for a short time, and then we moved back I was originally from Texas, and moved back to Texas, and I started work. When I came back down here, I ended up going to work I ended up leaving school. Parents went through a divorce thing, and the older brothers, myself, and I ended up getting jobs to help out with the family, basically. I met with an individual. I met J.K., was John Kafka, and super nice individual. And I like the Chamberlin, the way, basically. It's the camaraderie of everybody working there as a team and everything. And I was introduced to an individual by the name of Mike Lawrence, and I helped him get a department started there, which was called the maintenance department. And everything was, I was real fascinated with just everything, all aspects of waterproofing, the finding the leaks, and the restoration end of it. And in waterproofing, there's kind of like the restoration where you're taking something that's old, a building that's been around for a while, that has some issues, and basically restoring it back to its original or better than what it was, possibly. And I really like that. Here at Chamberlin, you can pretty much go as high up as you want. I know people here that are vice president that used to be in the field.
That started out at the beginning.
And that's the beauty of here at Chamberlin. It's wherever you want to go, basically. Me personally, I'm kind of that outside guy you were mentioning. I like being out and meeting with the people, and looking at the jobs, and doing the jobs, and that's what I love about it. I like being outside, and I like being able to look at. I like whenever they have a building or a resident or whatever it might be, that they've had all kinds of people go out there and try to fix it, and the customers are still real unhappy. And that's what Mike had always, Mike Lawrence with Chamberlin, him and I were always fascinated with. We loved those jobs because at the end of the job, we'd come out and they say, man, we have had this company, that company. And when we'd get out there, we'd put our heads together and come up with a plan to make it happen, to make it work, and to get it watertight, and get the customer happy. And building relationships, and that's what I love about the business. And it was something that it was always different. It was always fascinating, because you wouldn't go to the same desk. You wouldn't go to the same thing every day in and day out. You would be a hero. You're either the bad guy, you either fixed the leak or you didn't. You're kind of the hero or the bad guy. And we always install in our guys, you want to be the good guy. I want to be the guy that, hey, I want to call these people back because they did a good job. I'd love the kids to go to college and this, that, and the other. And just be whatever you want to be, and do whatever you want to do. And but construction, I've made a decent living at construction. When they say I've had this thing with the motorcycles, have been for a long time, second generation. And there was a time when I got up to like 4 Harleys, and they said, man, what do you do for a living? I said, man, I'm in construction. And they said, what? And I said, yeah, I'm a superintendent. They said, wow. And I talk to a lot of different people, and then I do that. I like I got a real close friend of mine that we do the customizing on the side. And
Of the Harleys?
of the Harleys, yeah. Where you're stretching the gas tanks, you're doing custom stuff and everything. And it's always, and it's something else. He's the guy that I hooked up with. He's a custom bike builder here in Houston. And him and I would always talk, and he would say, Thomas, you get to do what you love to do, and you love doing it with the people. And that's what I would tell him. I said, if you can get into something that you love to do, and you really care about the people you're doing it for, then you can't be, there's no other happiness or whatever. And I said, and this is, the Harley thing, the bike thing has always been a passion as well. He said, well, I love building the bikes, but I don't feel like I'm 100%. And you know that he went out and he got into construction. He liked working heights. He liked being up on, and now he builds cranes, on some of these high rises.
Wow.
And him and I talk on a regular basis, and he said, Thomas, he says, I love being up in the air, building these cranes, and now I get to do both. And he said, I'm starting to experience what you're experiencing. I said, it's an awesome feeling, and it's something else, just being able to do the things you love, and you care about the people that you do it with, and that's no other better feeling than that, it's, I love waterproofing. It's something I've always kind of done, and I've made a decent living at it. I've raised a couple children that are gone and married now. And now it's just me and my wife and my dogs, and my Harleys. But it's all good.